What is a skilled girl force? That's what the UN is hoping to achieve with this year's International Day of the Girl. They want to promote empowerment as well as highlight the needs and challenges of girls, ones that they're facing every day. Two women actually, who are here to help with this goal are Ravicha Ravintharan. She's a youth ambassador with Plan Canada International, and Madame Sophie Gregoire Trudeau. She's the global ambassador for Plan International Canada. Good to have you both with us.
Good morning.
And welcome back.
Thank you.
Sophie, I want to start first of all with you. You are asking people in Plan to define normal. What does that mean?
Well, normal right now here in Canada and across the world for a girl is lack of opportunity, is inequality. Girls have the right to come to this life and be treated as equal, to feel safe wherever they go, to have the opportunities that they want to flourish in their own societies, in their own communities, and in their own lives. They should have control over their bodies and all the decisions that will impact their whole lives going ahead. And that is not a reality. So when we have a society that is unequal, everybody suffers, and we're less prosperous and less harmonious as a whole because of it. And I think that we are listening more and more to young girls, what they are facing. And Plan has released so many interesting data where we see that inequality is part of everyday, the everyday of girls right here in our own country.
Yeah, some of that inequality, Ravicha, I'll get you to comment on this, the youth ambassador, has to do in the areas of business. We still see, pay inequality here in the country of Canada. We also see a lack of women at the table at the CEO level. So as a young woman who is interested in business, how are you tackling this problem from your generation?
Obviously, learning about these statistics, it's quite discouraging for me, but I also feel like it provides me with a sense of empowerment to actually change those numbers. So I believe that Plan International Canada is doing so many amazing things along with their partners and supporters to advocate for women in business and support girls like me in pursuing their passions and dreams. And most recently, I just actually got to do a seat share with the CEO of BMO, where I was able to learn about more about what a leadership role in finance would look like. And it was so empowering for me to see myself in that role, as well as the people around me to see myself as the CEO of BMO.
What did that feel like for you?
It was so empowering for me, and I'm at a loss for words. I'm so thankful for Plan International Canada for the opportunity, and it was so great for me to meet with executive leaders about how they're changing the culture at BMO and how they're supporting women in business.
I think for many generations it was an accepted norm that women would be paid less for the same job. It wasn't accepted, people were frustrated, but in order to advance, you just kept up with the status quo. It's interesting to see your generation saying, that makes no sense, and I'm going to say it out loud.
Yes, it does not.
You mentioned the new data that Plan released today, and it's been just over a year since Me Too, and Plan just this morning had some numbers around that survey that they conducted that looks into barriers, inequality. Here are some of those numbers. 2/3 of girls in Canada have a female friend who they say has been sexually harassed. 3 in 4 between the ages of 14 to 24 have experienced gender-based discrimination. Ravicha, how does it feel to be a young woman who is in that age demographic? These stats, I imagine, are ones that you can agree with. What does it feel like to be a woman in that age category that this directly affects?
I think it makes me angry. I think there are numbers that are unacceptable, and we should be working towards decreasing those numbers. But I also feel like showing people those numbers creates a sense of community where we're able to empower each other to work towards supporting one another and helping each other out with these difficult situations.
Madame, that generation is looking to women in our generation for support in their mission.
They
for
have
this.
it.
Yeah, what do you tell them? What kind of advice do you give them?
Well, sometimes when you look at the news, it's easy to be a little bit negative. But from what we're seeing and on the ground and the conversations that we're having is that every time a young woman raises her voice, it allows for others to do the same and to share her truth and her own path of suffering. When I was younger and I suffered from eating disorders, and the moment I started talking about it, more people started talking about it as well around me, and then there's a ripple effect. So in a society that I think that it's really important when we have the data, when we have the research and the science, we must look at it very, very truthfully and very seriously and base our decisions based on these facts and to foster that truth, to protect that truth, and to continue to share our truths.
The numbers, they are the facts, but when we see situations like south of the border, what we recently witnessed with the Kavanaugh testimony, it is easy for that generation to become discouraged, to say there are strong women who are speaking up, and yet they feel like they are not believed. What do you say to them?
They have to continue to raise their voices. We cannot stop. We have to continue. And what I say is run for politics. Find your way through maybe you'll be a Supreme Court justice one day. Shape the industries that you want to see and dream yourself into. And I think that when the future kind of gets less intimidating when you're the one shaping it, and this is what we're doing. We're giving tools to young women who are facing inequalities to shape their own futures, and that's not only good for young girls and young women, it's good for boys and men and society as a whole. So it's pretty good news, really.
Ravisha, I'm going to give you the final words. You've been given this incredible platform as a young woman, your opportunity to defy normal. What does that mean for you?
I think for me, defy normal means to be confident and really believe in yourself. The world has given us so many opportunities, and it's up to us girls to really reach out for them and show the world how amazing and awesome we are.
And what do you need from women like us?
Honestly, I believe so much in the power of community and supporting one another. And obviously, I believe that lending a helping hand or having a conversation with someone and supporting each other really goes a long way in empowering someone.
I want to thank you so much for being here on International Day of the Girl.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good to speak with both of you. For more information on International Day of the Girl and how you can take part, defy normal, we will put a link to Plan International Canada on our website. You'll find that at yourmorning.ca. We'll be right back.
Your mornings are busy.
So why not take us with you?
All your morning news,
Weather,
big conversations,
and great guests are live on the iHeartRadio app.
just look for CTV News Channel.
Press play
And your morning goes
wherever you go.